like to go ahead and call to order the Richland County Recreation Regular Board Meeting for December 9th, 2024. Can I get an action to adopt the agenda?
Make a motion to adopt the agenda.
Second.
Commissioner Jacobs,
Yes.
Commissioner Lapine,
Yes.
Commissioner Lindsey,
Yes.
Commissioner Mobley.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Sorry, I didn't mean to add yes. Okay, so we have special acknowledgements tonight. I know. I'm gonna go over there. Hold on, so Donzetta Lindsay and Hamilton Jacobs, well, Hamilton not yet because he's not here, but Donzetta, go ahead.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
One of RCRC's very own was named Adaptive Tennis Professional of the Year by the Professional Tennis Registry, Ms. Shonda Williams. We would like to acknowledge you for all your hard work and dedication as a tennis professional at RCRC. On behalf of the board and Richland County Recreation Commission, we thank you for a job well done. Yes.
We have one other special acknowledgement, but the person has not arrived yet. So when he does, we might adjust the agenda just a bit for that special acknowledgement. So anyway, with that said, can we get action to go ahead and adopt the minutes from November 12th meeting and the November 18th meeting of 2024?
I make a motion to adopt the minutes from the November 12th, 2024 special call meeting and November 18th, 2024 regular board meeting.
Hey, James, second.
Second.
Commissioner Jacobs,
Yes.
Commissioner Lapine,
Yes.
Commissioner Lindsey,
Yes.
Commissioner Mobley.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Okay, I understand we don't have any public input tonight.
That is correct.
Okay, so we'll move on to the financial report with Mr. Ryan Manzano.
Good evening, Chair Lapine, members of the Commission Board. I'd like to begin tonight by providing you with an update on the General Enterprise Fund financials for the period July 1, 2024 through November 30, 2024. Total revenues for the general fund for the 5-month period were approximately $8.4 million. This was comprised of a $6 million direct allocation from the state for a planned facility purchase. The remaining $2.4 million is derived from administrative and program operating revenues. That figure compared to the 1.4 million in revenues this time last year represents an increase of approximately $588,000 or 32% increase to operating revenues. Grant revenues were up from last year as we received funding for the Hopkins Pool at the beginning of this fiscal year. Additionally, program revenues have increased from this time last year. Program revenues for this period were $482,000 compared to $370,000 this time last year, represents approximately $113,000 increase or 30% increase. Athletics and youth camp revenue were the largest driver for this increase as volume was up from last fiscal year. General fund expenditures for this period were 8.6 million compared to 5.6 million this time last year, represents approximately 40% increase or $1.8 million. The biggest driver for this increase would be salaries and fringe for a few reasons. First of all, there were 3 pay periods in November. Additionally, we had expenses related to longevity payouts at the beginning of the fiscal year. We also saw salary increases due to the COLA that was approved last January. Additionally, we had increased seasonal hires to meet volume increases for our summer camps. There were some additional filled vacancies all contributing to this increase. Capital improvement was another contributor. We did have some front-loaded expenses related to budgeted capital projects. The Hopkins Pool and pool building projects were chief among those. Additionally, we had final payment for parking lot projects at Kaufman Road and Meadow Lake Park, parking lot repairs. And then we had parking lot repairs at Park Lane and Killian as well. We also had the demolition and replacement of playground systems at both Hopkins and Bluff Road parks. Enterprise fund revenue for the current period were $495,000 compared to $479,000 this time last year. Represents approximately $15,800 increase or 3.3%. The largest driver for this increase was pro shop rent sales and rentals. Enterprise fund expenditures for this period were $450,000 compared to $475,000 this time last year. Represents approximately 5.4% decrease or $24,400. Capital outlay was the largest contributor to this decrease as Lindrick purchased a fairway mower in early fiscal year 24. What's not included in this report, just as a reminder, we did move forward with the golf cart purchases. Those will be reflected in next month's report. Are there any questions?
How will those be reflected since they're leased, correct?
Yeah, so we finance those. So there will be some reflected expenditures related to the first payment on those cards. Additionally, we are putting some additional money down in addition to what was financed.
Yeah, we had talked about.
Yeah. Any other questions?
No, we're good.
Thank you.
All right, I wanted to make an adjustment to the schedule. Hamilton Jacobs is going to make a special presentation in front of everybody tonight.
We just wanted to quickly recognize Mr. Will Wilson from Richland Northeast High School. He is our Richland County High School Player of the Year. Mr. Wilson had 1,846 passing yards for 20 touchdowns. He also had 824 rushing yards for 15 touchdowns. But what the Rec Commission doesn't know is I get to see this young man every month with the United Way and Young Men United. And I can tell you that his parents, his father, who's his coach, he has his, I believe his athletic director here with him today. Say it again. His principal, okay. We have his principal alongside him today, but he is a well put together young man. He's very respectable, very amenable. And Will, we just want to say congratulations. He signed with North Carolina State, and we're looking forward to great success in the future. So let's put our hands together for Mr. Will Wilson.
One, two, three. One, two, three. Let's say one more. One, two, three. I had to check Mr. Northeast to see if you broke any of my brother records. My brother was the first quarterback over there that broke all the records.
You said it was gone.
They go.
Congratulations again. That's
Yeah, congratulations.
just a really neat deal.
Yeah.
All right. So we have no unfinished business tonight. We're gonna move on to new business. So that's gonna be in regard to athletic tournament policy. Revision 5025.
Thank you, Commissioners. Before you, I've presented a revision to policy 5025. This policy is to help us obtain and host more tournaments at our tournament facilities. To give you a little history, in 2023, we hosted about 11 tournaments. This year, right now, we've hosted 7 tournaments. This policy, I'm hoping will make us more competitive with our surrounding areas. I came from Lexington County and they host a tournament every weekend. And I want to bring that here to Richland County. So this policy should make us more competitive and enable us to bring more tournaments to our facilities. And I can walk you through some of the changes that we are looking to make in this policy. Under section 2, subsection C, we want to work with our community leagues so that they can host more of their all-star tournaments at our facilities. That would be Diamond Youth Baseball or Little League Baseball. Right now, they would have to pay the tournament host fees. We want to do away with that. I want to bring those tournaments to Richland County to help the economic impact. I'm tired of watching our kids go to Swansea, Gaston, Pillion, or Lexington to play baseball. I want them to stay here. So that's one change we're looking to make. Under same section, letter E, we want to take over the concessions or have our community leagues run the concessions. Just an additional revenue stream either for our community leagues or for the commission itself. Under letter F, we're going to shorten the tournament hours to 10 p.m. There's no need to be open until 11 o'clock, so we're going to shorten that, make it shorter. Under section 3, we have revised this whole section, and this is the section that would make us more competitive with our surrounding neighbors. We're looking to change our pricing fee to charge per field per day, which is now the standard around the whole state. We're looking to go $200 per field per day. To give you some comparisons, Irmo Chapin, they're at $250 per field per day. Kershaw's at $200 per field per day. Myrtle Beach is at $250 per field per day. Lexington County is at $300 or $350 per field per day.
And can you tell me, is this only on our baseball fields, and what are we currently doing?
What we are currently doing is $635 a day per facility, plus maintenance right now. which is another $410, and then security if we would add that into it. So this is actually going to drop what we're bringing in as far as revenue, but it's going to enable us to host more tournaments.
So
Yes, sir.
backing up Commissioner Jacobs' question.
Mhm.
Your proposal is to go $200 per field per
Per
day.
Yes, sir.
So theoretically, if there's 8 fields there, then your max dollars in would be $1,600.
That is correct. Yes, sir, per day.
And then the other revenue sources would be from the canteen, correct?
Yes, sir.
And can we, and so your theory is that we'll pick up the volume and then increase gross dollars by having more events?
Yes, sir. Right now, if we enact this policy, 16 tournaments would enable us to break even with what we did in 2024. I can tell you right now, I've made contact with state reps in softball, and they've told me they could fill our facilities up.
Have any of these facilities, just talking about revenue generation, has any of these facilities ever thought about charging for parking, or would that be bad?
Most tournaments that you go to right now, they do not charge for parking.
Mm-hmm.
There is a gate fee. Tournament hosts and places around the state have gotten away from taking a percentage of the gates because it could vary from tournament to tournament. So this is a way for them to secure and know what they are bringing in every weekend.
So just to understand, so like if the James Mobley baseball league wants to rent out and host a tournament and it's got 8 fields and his group would pay you $1,600 per day.
Yes, sir.
But then Mr. Mobley's firm, they could charge a gate to make money
Yes,
for
sir.
their organization then, right?
Yes, sir.
And then you could run either he could or you could run the concessions.
Yes, if Mr. Mobley,
Or whoever, I'm just saying whatever.
yes, sir.
But I mean, obviously, making the most money for whatever's fair is great. I know you've done a good job in Lexington with this, so I'm all for any changes.
I got another question.
Yes, sir.
Maybe it might not make sense. But if Mr. Mobley can run the canteen and we can run the canteen, how would we keep up with the money that we?
So if Mr. Mobley was the tournament host, Richland County would run the canteen. Mr.
Okay.
Mobley would not. If Mr. Mobley was with like Blythewood Baseball League and they were running the tournament, then we would most likely let Mr. Mobley run it, so that he could reinvest those funds back into the park for capital improvements.
Okay.
Any additional questions?
So essentially, we're changing the hours to shrink the hours a little bit for the parks
Yes, sir.
and shrink the fees. We're shrinking the fees from $400 down to $200
So we're shrinking the tournament
on
fees
5 days,
from $635 per day
on Saturdays and Sundays,
on Saturdays and Sundays. Yes,
to
sir.
200
To 200 per field per day.
per field.
Per field, yes, sir.
Okay.
So for instance, Kelly Mill has 4 fields. It'd be $800 a day to rent Kelly Mill.
And when I see the Saturdays and Sundays in 625, is that for the whole park, 625?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I like that then.
You feel good? You feel good?
Yeah, executive leadership, we met about this. We're comfortable with the research that Mr. Belleville and his staff did. It make us more competitive to compete for some of these tournaments. Because right now we kind of overpricing ourselves. So that's why we only had 7 and Lexington had 35.
Well, I mean, yeah, and
So-
if you can start benchmarking these numbers and then all of a sudden he can go see Richland County Council and saying, look, we brought X amount of more tournaments in.
That is the
Everybody's gonna be real
goal of this.
happy.
That's the goal of this.
Correct.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Can you make a motion to accept this policy?
that's fine.
Are you okay with this?
I would like to make a motion to accept the revision for the athletic tournament policy.
Second.
Commissioner Jacobs,
Yes.
Commissioner Lapine,
Yes.
Commissioner Lindsey,
Yes.
Commissioner Mobley.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Yeah, just ask.
Ashley, do I need to say 5025 on it?
Policy number in that
You,
motion?
you stated the title of the policy, so that's fine.
Okay.
Thank you.
See. All right, so. New business, we took care of that. Taurus, do you have an executive director report?
Yes, sir.
Thanks.
We're gonna start with the pool, Hopkins Park Pool. Renovations are steady continuing at Hopkins Park Pool. Um, as you can see on the PowerPoint, they started laying the concrete on the up on the picnic, the new shelter. Sidewalks has been concrete in. The entire deck around the pool has been concreted as well. The 16th, if weather's permit, there next Monday, they will start plastering the pool. And they will also pave the parking lot. Additional fixtures, the toilets, the patrician, all that stuff is now coming in, the door frames, the windows. Mr. Cooper and myself, along with Mr. Dwayne, has been down there pretty much every Thursday. We're progressing pretty well. We have had a few delays because of weather, but otherwise, everything is moving in a timely manner. The Rosenwald School, we recently had that school repainted to bring it back to life a little bit. Our in-house construction guys repainted, as you see, the school and did some few minor upgrades to make the school look really nice. Because we do have a lot of participation there with a local community group that go over there weekly and utilize that facility. So the school look really nice now, and it's since it's been refurbished.
Is that classified as, is it classified as historic?
Yes, sir. Yes, we can't do a lot of stuff to it, but we were allowed to paint it. So we made sure that we was in our guidelines of would have been a historic facility. So, but it's been used. We did a few upgrades that we can do. Ms. McGriff does a wonderful job over there. The second Saturday of the month with about 30, 35 young people from the community. They do a really great job over there. A few agency updates. Defensive driving training will be held Thursday, December 12th for all employees who operate and drive an agency vehicle. Training will continue to the new year to make sure that all employees are trained and have their certification. We had a lunch and learn. Founders Credit Union hosted a lunch and learn on December 3rd for 32 RCRC employees to discuss how to budget and save. They also provided lunch for the staff as well. We do appreciate Founders Credit Union for their support to RCRC and our foundation as well. As some of you all know, we have a first annual toy drive that would start this Friday. We have collected a total over 500 toys now. We partner with 4 or 5 different churches where the toys were donated to the park and at the churches as well. Parents have to register for their kids to receive to come into the church and do shopping for these toys for the kids. It's just an initiative for us to continue to enable our community. We also partnered with Walmart of Killian Road. They donated $500 and they had another store to donate $300 to assist us with this. Community relations, Miss Felicia and her staff really did a great job of taking my vision and making it come true. So well, we are excited to make this an annual event starting this Friday. We have 2 events, Saturday, and then the last one will be on the 21st of next week. So we look forward to being able to enrich the lives in our communities and ensure that we have some young families and some young people that have a decent Christmas on behalf of RCRC. That's conclude my report unless there's anything from the board.
Great.
Any questions, concerns? Thank you.
Hey, Mayor Bob.
Yes.
Um, I got a point of order question that I need to ask you. Unfortunately, Mr. Jacobs is gonna have to leave because he's got some pickup duty. And we won't have a quorum. So can we've gone over the travel policy as submitted by Lawrence at the last meeting. And I think that we're all okay with that. I'm not, is there a way that we can adjust the agenda to vote on that? Because I don't think we have to discuss
As long
it.
as you have a quorum, you can.
Yeah, but we're not gonna have a quorum and then everybody's going on their
You
trip.
want to do the agenda, the travel policy now.
Yes, because we're gonna have a trip, but I don't think we have to go into executive session for that.
No, if you can do it now, we should.
I just want to get that taken care of because everybody's going on their next event coming up, so.
Yeah.
So do I have to amend the agenda? I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Can you make a motion to amend the agenda?
I would like to make a motion to amend the agenda where the travel policy is put before Mr. Kevin Comfort and the community relations report.
Second.
A second.
Commissioner Jacob.
Yes.
Commissioner Lapine,
Yes.
Commissioner Lindsey,
Yes.
Commissioner Mobley.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Yes, so, Lawrence, can you just come up real quick and, I mean, I don't even know if we have to really do that, but as presented, the travel policy followed the state protocols, correct? And we just need to vote that in, correct?
That's correct. So we had an original travel reimbursement policy that was adopted by the commission from 2014. That was amended in that was most recently enacted in 2014. And there's just a lot of things that needed to be updated. And so we made some suggestions around the protocols and the way that the district operates, some things that we thought just needed some freshening up in order to be compliant with the state's policies. Basically, everything in here now conforms to the reimbursement schedules that have been promulgated by the feds, and then also for state programs. And we did kind of a compare and contrast against a variety of other special purpose districts operating in the state, as well as some of the larger counties, in order to make sure that it was generally conforming. And the thought is that it is, and it's, it kind of lays out the very particular foundational tenets of what a travel reimbursement is going to look like, how it operates internally. And it ultimately is there for the protection of the commissioners and the staff as they travel on the district's dime.
Is there any questions? If not, then somebody can bring a motion.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we adopt the travel policy.
A second.
Commissioner Jacobs,
Yes.
Commissioner Lapine,
Yes.
Commissioner Lindsey,
Yes.
Commissioner Mobley.
Yes.
Motion approved.
And just clarifying, because he's got to run, or do we have any other action tonight for votes? Or we're good? Thank you very much. All right, Kevin.
You should take a motion to go into executive session while you have
Well, we got him here.
it, while you got it here, so that.
Oh.
Make a motion to go into executive.
Okay, then we'll come back. Sorry. Can we make a motion to go into executive session?
A second.
Or no, somebody's got to make that motion.
Go ahead and make a motion. Hold on one second.
So we have to make a motion.
Are you gonna talk about anything in executive session? No, we don't even need executive session. We ain't got nothing to talk about.
Yes, we
We
do.
done did executive session just now.
We have another matter we need to discuss.
Oh,
It won't require any voting.
No one thing.
You're not, it's good. You won't have a quorum.
To come
go
back
into
out.
the Executive session. I do think this, I think you could listen to a presentation, that's public, when he left, I mean, there's no action on that, but to go in executive session, to vote to go in, and then
You have to have a quorum to come out.
you gotta have a quorum to come out, you have a quorum to adjourn.
So
We might have a special call meeting the next couple of days on the phone if everybody's around.
What I would recommend is, well, you have to, I mean.
Yeah, I'd say let's just finish up the meeting.
I would
'Cause you gotta
adjourn.
go.
I would have a special call meeting to do that and the presentation for the Kevin's presentation. So you don't have any questions about a quorum or any of that stuff. I mean, just,
You're saying that we got to do Kevin real quick because he's got to vote. We have to have a quorum to get out of the meeting too,
yeah.
right?
I mean, unless Kevin's presentation, if you do a special call meeting to do the wellness, the Richland County Wellness Center discussion. If you need that, I would do Kevin's presentation then.
We can email Kevin presentation to the board as a whole.
That'll work. That'll work. Then we'll have to go through the motion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I do the special call meeting as needed if Torrance,
Yes.
and I would adjourn now.
Okay. All right, make a motion to adjourn. Somebody's gotta do that. I can't do it. I make a motion that we adjourn this meeting.
Second,
Commissioner Jacobs,
yes.
Commissioner Lapine,
Yes.
Commissioner Lindsey,
Yes.
Commissioner Mobley.
Yes.
Motion approved, meeting adjourned.